Doug Bleichner and Sam Wagstaff have devoted their lives to one thing: hunting the perfect motel. What makes a perfect motel? Doug and Sam know. Does the perfect motel exist? If it does, it will be found. This is Motel Hunters. Oh shit. Looks like Doug's got a whole new list of motels to check out. This is epic.
Hey, what's going on, Sam? I'm so glad you stopped by. I've got a whole new list of great motels for us to check out. You know why I called on you to help me with this mission, right? It's because you have the expertise required to understand some of the details and to look at a motel and to see if it's exactly what we want and if that motel has exactly what we need and what we're looking for. So I trust you completely. You have so much experience in the field, I wouldn't let anybody else go out and look for motels besides you. So what do you say? Are you up to check out some of these motels I found?
The guys know that Sam is an expert on motels. He's going to have no problem gathering the data needed to get the job done.
So here's what I need from you. I need you to go down to the motel, inspect it, check it out, get some details for me. Then I want you to bring those back to the studio here. Then we can review them and go over them. How does that sound?
Sounds like a job.
Well, the first one I've got today is really exciting. It's Hotel O. It's in Jonesboro, Morrill off I-75 near the Atlanta-Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. And it's on Terra Boulevard, classic boulevard. We're really excited about Hotel O today, and I hope that you are too. You're going to get so excited, and I can't wait to hear some of the details about it. Are you up for the task to go to Hotel O?
Consider it done.
Okay, Hotel O is a bit hard to find. It's on Terra Boulevard.
Hotel O is one of the most difficult motels to locate on Earth.
If you go past the PC and Company auto sales and the Storage Sense Jonesboro and the Acme Pawn Shop, you'll get to Hotel O. But beware, if you get to Windstar Dent Repair, Paradise Auto Sales and Repair, or Rimtime Custom, not to mention the classic Chevron, you've gone too far. It's almost directly across from Pelican Snowballs. So if you're thirsty or hungry, stop by Pelicans and you'll get 10% off.
See you soon.
Hey, don't forget that.
If Sam wanted to, he could get 10% off at Pelican Snowballs. A deal too good to pass up. Will he take the deal or drive straight past Pelican Snowballs? Meanwhile, back at the shop, Doug prepares for another onslaught of data from Hunter Sam.
What's up, Sam? How'd it go?
Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news, Doug.
Hit me with the bad.
Let's check it out. We're here at Hotel Circle. Hey, how you doing? We're actually here because we're filming a little travel series about historic hotels and motels. Yeah. So we just wondered if we could shoot outside, just me standing under the sign and that kind of thing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let me just call someone real quick because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that.
Okay, cool. Sure. And it's not for broadcast, it's just YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to get in touch with the manager, but if you want, you can just leave me your phone number and I'll give it to him.
Okay, and they're not here?
No, he's not here right now.
Yeah.
Hotel Circle is off limits. Their information is classified and hidden from the public, and the motel's owner is nowhere to be found, mysteriously fleeing to Europe just before the hunters arrived. This is a huge loss for the team.
I see what you mean about bad. Yeah, they're not letting you in, and that's common with a lot of motels. And I'm kind of glad we hit the snag in the road here, because then it's a way for us to learn. Do you understand?
Doug has chosen to use the bad situation as a learning experience. Expert hunters know that a snag in the road like this is useful, and that they can learn and ultimately become better hunters from a snag like this.
Sometimes that's because a lot of that information is not meant to be known by the public. Let me ask you something. Did you know that 99% of hotels and motels don't share their data? Let me ask you something. I heard the conversation there you were talking with the employee. He mentioned something about the owner being in Europe.
Yeah, that really stuck out to me. I mean, what kind of motel owner is going to go on vacation when his guy's stuck behind the front desk?
I think I know a little bit of why. A lot of motels are owned by shadowy elites who seek to hide in the shadows. They don't want to make it public what they're doing, and that's why they don't want to show us some of the specs and dimensions of their hotel. I'd love nothing more than to know all the ins and outs of every motel on Earth, and that is my mission. But some owners will not allow for that, and that's because they escape to Europe as soon as we come around. It's such a coincidence, isn't it?
A lot of these customers don't even realize they're sleeping on a trove of secrets.
And they're putting money into the pockets of shadow elites. Well, hey, it's not all bad. I found another motel that looks super promising. What do you say you go check that one out for me too? You got time today?
Hotel Circle left a bad taste in my mouth, so let's wash it down with a good motel.
Well, I found you something that I think is going to be just the treat for you. What do you say you check out Extended Stay, Jonesboro, Home 1 Edition? This is at 8240 Terra Boulevard in Jonesboro, Georgia. Now, it's a little bit hard to find. It's right on Terra Boulevard. If you get to Jackson's Soul Food and Restaurant, you've gone too far. If you get to Fireside Jamaican Restaurant, you've gone too far. If you get to Hector's Tires, you've gone too far. If you make it to Extra Space Storage, you've gone too far. If you get to Space Condo Live, you've gone too far. But it is past Express American Cleaners, it's past the Royal Inn, and it's past the Quick Trip as well. If you get to Dixon Road, you've gone too far as well. Now, this is a multi-level motel. It's blue and white, and it's very interesting. But one thing really stuck out to me about this motel, and I'm not going to tell you right now because I want you to see it, and I know you will because you have such a keen eye. And when you see this special feature, I want you to get all the data that you can about it. Do you understand your mission?
I love a good surprise. See you soon.
See ya.
The Home 1 extended stay seems promising. Can the hunters find what they're looking for here or strike out for a second time? If they strike out a second time, that would suck for the hunters. Can the hunters find what they're looking for here or strike out for a second time? If they strike out a second time, that would suck for the hunters. Meanwhile, back at the shop, Doug tinkers and plays with data that he has previously received. It's a tough life being a hunter, and he blows off steam by playing.
What's the scoop, Pumper?
Home 1 was a home run. Let's check it out. Right now, we're outside of the historic Home 1. Now, this might be the most popular motel on Terra Boulevard. It was created in 1998, and boy, has it got some stories to tell.
Hi. Me and my friend are shooting a hotel, motel kind of series YouTube, and we were just down at the Hotel Circle and just getting like exterior shots of stuff, me standing out in front of the sign being like, hey, this is this one, and then we move on. Do you mind if I do that here? Okay. Thank you very much.
Have a good one, all right?
All right.
Thank you.
Knocked it out of the park. That's what we like to see. Now there's an example of a motel that's not run by shadow elite who scurry off to Europe the day we come a-knockin'. And that is so exciting that you got full access. I'm so excited and proud of you for doing that. And some of the data that you got, I'm sure, is incredible. Now here's the burning question. Did you find the feature that I noticed? And if you did you get all the data you could about it?
Yes, I did. If you're talking about the corner office with a rock garden to match?
No, I'm not. You saw the whole parking lot. You didn't see the special feature. There's a MARTA bus stop right out front of this motel, and I want you to go back and get the full measurements of it for me. I'm actually confused, like someone of your caliber and expertise in motels wouldn't notice that Ontario Boulevard, a MARTA bus stop, is rare. And for a motel, it's also rare as well. Now get back in the car, go back, that's what you're gonna do, go back to home run, home one, and get the measurements of that MARTA bus stop now. Now put some fire under your ass and get out of here.
Sam heads back to the Home 1 extended stay to get the data required for the MARTA bus stop. This is a minor setback for the team.
All right, how'd it go? Did you check out that MARTA bus stop?
You're gonna like this. Let's check it out. As you can see, I measured every part of the bus stop, head to toe.
That's incredible, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so glad that we got those stats. But let me confide something in you. I always knew that Home 1 wasn't the motel for us. I'm sorry that I wasn't honest with you, but I really wanted that MARTA bus stop measurements. And that's why I sent you there, but I think that that is a unique feature from that motel, but I haven't been totally honest with you.
Doug comes clean. He has a secret. He's always known the Home 1 was not the ideal motel. He was just interested in the MARTA bus stop measurements.
I actually haven't been totally honest with you about some other things as well.
Spill the beans, brother.
Sam, part of this show isn't just about us finding the greatest motel that's perfect for us, that has what we need, that has the measurements that we want to look at. No, no, no. This show is for the viewer too. Viewer at home, this show is for you. And it's to show you that it's not all fun and games when it comes to motels. Sometimes it can go sour, and not every motel is perfect, and the lifespan of every motel doesn't look the same. So what I want to do right now, Sam, is I want to send you back out on the field to a special location at a defunct motel to show everybody that it's not all peachy clean and peachy wonderful style. Some motels go out of business and they run vacant. But here's a big problem that I foresaw earlier in the forecast. Well, this weekend is Slingfest Atlanta 2023.
Hold on, Doug. Slow your roll. What's a sling? Some kind of whip, dog?
Yeah, it's a type of whip. And Slingfest is where sling owners come to trot their trikes and show off their triple-wheeled whips. But here's the deal. It's going to cause a ton of traffic on I-75.
Doug drops a bombshell. It's Slingfest 2023 and three-wheeled whip owners are clogging I-75. This is a huge obstacle for the hunters because it places them in extreme danger as they travel through the clogged area.
So, avoid I-75 and avoid Slingfest at all costs. Not because we don't like three-wheeled whips, but because we've got a task to do, and this is going to take way too much time. Do you promise?
Yeah. I'll skip Slingfest, go straight to the abandoned motel.
Great. The abandoned motel is on Terra Boulevard, right behind Club Fever Lounge. If you get to the South Side Inn, you've gone too far. It's right after Tire Max and across the street from Checkers.
All right, sounds good.
Congratulations.
Hunters know that Slingfest is causing extreme traffic on I-75. Sam must avoid the area at all costs on his way to Terra Boulevard. This is a minor setback for the hunters. Meanwhile, back at the shop, Doug is hard at work compiling motel data. He has just discovered that soon Sam will return. He's ready for more data.
What's the scoop? Did you check out the defunct motel?
100%. I've got the report right here.
Let's check it out.
Not all motels have happy endings. The one behind me was abandoned just 20 years ago. So what you see here behind me is called Slingfest.
My name's Popcorn. This week we're having an event called Slingfest, and we're down at the park. We're giving out free rides where you can test drive a demo. And we have food trucks down there. We have games and competition. We go nationwide.
Thanks, Popcorn. Any slingshot you can imagine, they've got it. There's a She-Hulk slingshot, very unusual, but you've got your pick of the litter here, all right? Let's enjoy the slingshots.
Yeah, I was living in Mobile at the time, Mobile, Alabama. And then my brother, he purchased one in 21. And he had been Army, and I finally found one. This is a 2018. And then it's funny because right after I got it, I really didn't ride it.
Oh, yeah?
And then I went to my first slingshot event, and I seen how everybody really personalized their slingshots and kind of made it their own. And that's what really made me interested in it. Plus the demographic of men and women that ride them. Everybody, it doesn't matter what slingshot, you can stop and talk to them, and they'll tell you everything about their slingshot. My nickname is the Bobcat, then I'm retired veteran. I'm just personalizing it, making it my own.
So you decided to go to Slingfest instead of to come right back. So that used up like all of our time. So why did you do that?
Well, Doug, as we discussed before I left, I've never actually seen a sling before.
I don't care. I don't care if you haven't seen a fucking sling. We have a job to do here with the show. Why did you take all that time? I've been sitting here for like 3 hours because you got stuck in the traffic as well. You didn't just go to get the interviews with the fucking sling owners. You had to sit through the traffic to get there too. So now you burned up the whole day. So basically we have no more time to go see the last fucking motel, which is the best one.
Sam's newfound sling obsession almost cost the hunters everything. Despite Doug's warning, Sam decided to enjoy the three-wheeled whips. He's on thin ice. Doug is pissed.
If you were in my shoes, I believe you would have done the same thing.
I can't say what I would have or would not done if I was in that scenario, and you're totally right.
Well, Doug, my newfound sling obsession might have gotten me in hot water with you, but could also be the story we need.
All right, let's take a look.
But you do not have to have a motorcycle license.
Yes, you do. It's considered a motorcycle. Yes, motorcycle insurance, motorcycle license.
You don't have to have a motorcycle license.
See, Doug, someone's lying here.
So you're talking about the fact that the one guy said you don't need a motorcycle license and the other guy said you do?
Bingo.
I don't care. I don't care. That's not interesting. That's not a big story. That's not. This show is for motel hunting. I don't care what Popcorn and Mr. Williams disagree or agree on. So you've gotten really sidetracked and it's forgivable. And I think we have just enough time today to go to the last motel that I've got on the list, which I think might be the best of all time.
Well, let's be like Popcorn and Mr. Williams and agree to disagree on this one. Give me that next motel.
Now, this one is big. It's the Budget Inn on Terra Boulevard. If you've got the New Orleans-based seafood, you've gone too far. It's right past Mac the Floorman and the Magnolia Bay Hotel and Suites. If you see Stanley Richard Collish, MD, you've gone too far. If you see Sam Cash Car Removal, you've gone too far. If you see Budget Truck Rental, you've gone too far. If you see Fabulous Nails Incorporated located off Terra Boulevard, you've gone too far. We're looking for 6880 Terra Boulevard in Jonesboro, Georgia, the Budget Inn. This one is going to be super special. I know it. What do you say?
All right. What is it? Okay.
Because he screwed up while whip chasing, Sam will be fucked if he screws up with the Budget Inn. If the motel owner denies his mission, he'll be fucked and screwed up. Meanwhile, back at the shop, Doug has just finished testing some of the motel data and models against historical trends and data. He's onto something. Oh shit, here's Sam.
What's the scoop?
You are right. This one is a real treasure. Let's check it out. We're here at the historic Budget Inn in Hampton, Georgia. Now, this motel was founded in 1952, and it's had a long journey in the world of motels.
Hello. Hi.
I'm doing well. Would you mind if we filmed in the parking lot around?
My manager said like you can film if you want, but not inside the room. You can do it outside.
Okay, great. So, but not in the room. Cool, no problem. Thanks.
That is awesome, and some of that history is so exciting. I knew this was going to be a gem in the rough, and I'm so excited to really sink my teeth into this one. I think this one's got what we need, but I need more data, and I need more measurements. I need you to go back. I've got an aerial reconnaissance footage from a drone. Now, this is the budget in, and there's something really interesting that I want you to check out for me, and it's the distance in the parallel parking spots. I have found that the parking spots around the budget inn in the middle area are traditional sized parking spots. But on these reconnaissance photos, I've seen that these parallel spots on the side here seem to be a peculiar dimension. They look a bit longer than a regular spot, and I think that's pretty neat. So what I want you to do is head back and bring me back those measurements. Could you do that?
Sounds good.
Meanwhile, back at the shop, Doug relentlessly plugs in some new motel data into his models. Everything seems to fit perfectly. It's a huge breakthrough for the Hunters.
So, what'd you find?
Let's check it out. Turns out that this motel tries to attract truckers, so they need bigger spots to fit the big trucks.
Oh my gosh, that is cool. And some of those measurements you got from me are so great. You measured perfectly, you knocked it out of the park, and I'm so excited. Now you're going and doing the things I want you to and not getting distracted with Sling Fest. And now you're being a good boy. I don't hate slings. I like slings. But I am so excited that you got some of these incredible measurements, but I need some more from you. Do you understand? Sam, there's a really interesting pipe system that I noticed from this hotel. It's right on the side of the building, right about there. The sign is here. I want you to park in this spot here. I want you to walk over to the pipe system, and I want you to measure it and give me the full statistics on that pipe. Can you do that for me?
Sounds like a challenge, but I'm up for it.
Nice.
Nice. Sam needs to plot out the pipes using measuring apparatuses in a precise style that will yield a maximal quantity of datums for Doug to enjoy. The Hunter's legacy is riding on this. Here goes nothing. Meanwhile, back at the shop, Doug is hard at work researching some historical motel models. It's all in a hard day's work for a classic motel hunter.
So, what'd you find?
Let's check it out. I measured pipes sideways, up, down, and all the way to the ground. Then I found the little faucet.
You did great, and those stats are incredible. And so now that I've got the stats on that pipe, I can sleep better now at night knowing that I have the stats on that pipe. So I actually drew a little bit of a diagram of the pipe before you went, and was I right?
Am I looking at a photo?
Yeah, so I didn't actually even really need you to go do that because I already basically knew exactly the dimensions. So I was basically just using you to confirm what I already knew. But this is so cool that we do have the data on this pipe now. How cool is that? And I'm so excited that you were able to go gather that data for me. But there's one thing else I need from you as well.
This is a big motel, so it makes sense it's a big challenge.
I want you to go to the parking lot of this motel, and I want you to measure one of those little parking things. Do you understand those little things that sit at the end of a parking spot to stop the car from moving? A parking gorb, elongated gorb style that goes in front of the parking spot. It's a parking, it's a piece of concrete or rubber material that sits on a parking spot right at the end of the spot to stop the car from rolling forward. One of those. Do you understand?
Why would they put a block of cement in a parking spot to stop a car when parking spots are for cars?
Doug is trying to describe a wheel stop, but Sam thinks he's describing a bollard. A hunter's dilemma like this can only be busted by mutual gut trusting and providing full faith in your hunter partner's gut feel.
I'll tell you what, when you go to this motel, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you locate a parking spot, I want you to park here. I want you to walk around and locate this parking spot. And I want you to look at the gorb at the end of that spot, and I want you to measure those dimensions for me as 12 there. Can you do that for me, please?
Coming right up.
Go.
Hunter Sam instantly recognizes the gorb Doug was describing and gets down to business, using his tape-styled measurer to count the number of length units comprising the wheel stop. Meanwhile, back at the shop, Doug has hit a snag in his models. He needs more data from Hunter Sam. Thankfully, here he comes.
How'd it go? Wow. Some of the stats you got on that, you sent to me via email before you even got back. They confirmed exactly what I thought. Hey, look familiar?
Oh my God. This is so accurate, Doug.
I drew that before you even left. So I didn't need the dimensions on that. I already pretty much knew them, and I really didn't need you to go get them. But it was nice to have you confirm basically what I already knew. Listen, the easy part's over. Now we get to analyzing, and it gets harder from here. Are you ready to put in the work?
Let's bust out our thinking caps and crunch the numbers.
Some of the similarities between some of these different motels are shocking, and I think I've discovered something a lot bigger than we thought.
In 1952, the building which now hosts Hotel O on Terra Boulevard was constructed by P.D. Stuntman, a professional stuntman and entrepreneur from Atlanta, Georgia, who had made his fortune selling peanut pies to widowers at the cemetery.
You think there's a bigger connection between all three of motels?
There's a much bigger connection going on, and something's happening.
The very same year, the building which now hosts the Budget Inn was built by his brother Davis Stuntman, a professional stuntman and farmer from Jonesboro.
I don't like what I'm hearing.
It gets weirder.
Here's where it gets interesting. Their grandfather, Racer Stuntman, invented the Model 3 tri-wheel motorized vehicle in 1914. Little is known about Racer Stuntman and his Model 3, but it's clear that he was totally assassinated shortly after inventing his early three-wheeled whip. The schematics of this early whip are said to have been totally lost and their whereabouts unknown.
Low. Big, right?
I thought motels couldn't get any dirtier.
I know everything we've said up to this point seems crazy. But what if I told you it gets even crazier?
You're gonna have to shoot me in the head.
Get ready.
In the 1970s, Hotel O and the Budget Inn were purchased by unknown shadow elites through shell-holding companies, and the owners can often be found scurrying to Europe when the hunters come knocking. Too bad an epic employee was working at the Budget Inn when the hunters popped by, allowing Sam to gather much-needed data. Somehow, in 2014, on the exact 100th year anniversary of Stuntman's three-wheeled whip prototype, the slingshot was released to the public. This is a shocking revelation.
So after that point, we don't really know what's going on, and I think we have to leave it there.
Let's think about this one more time.
At a certain point, we have to think about our own safety. And if we prod too much, it might mean the end of the show. So I think we have to leave it there. Hey, what do you say next week we do it all over again? Find some new motels.